On September 17, 1862, the turning point of the American Civil War took place just north of Sharpsburg, Maryland.
This was known as the Battle of Antietam, also the single bloodiest day in American history. This was the first charge of General Lee onto Union soil.
The Battle of Antietam essentially began in the morning near this house of worship, Dunker Church. The Southern men, led by General Longstreet, emerged from the western woods and met the North in the cornfield.
It was here that within 15 minutes, more than half of the Southern forces engaged were wounded or killed, causing them to retreat back to the woods.
Here is a monument for the patriotic woman, Clara Barton, who followed the sound of artillery throughout the battles, aiding to wounded soldiers. This was the inspiration for her to found the American Red Cross after the Civil War. By midday, action shifted under Confederate line.
Union General Hooker brought his corps of men from the north to the cornfield in the background to engage the Confederate Army.
This initiated the largest portion of the gruesome Battle of Antietam.
Soldiers had to be resourceful, mounting their rifles together into a teepee and hanging a pot from it over a fire is how they would cook their meals.
Forces fought along this road, and within 3 hours of combat, there were nearly 6,000 casualties, with neither side gaining a decisive advantage.
This area later became known as Bloody Lane for the thousands of bodies that lined the road.
As afternoon arrived at the lower bridge, 500 Southern men held up against repeated attacks from 5,000 Union men.
Shortly after General Burnside broke through the Georgian line, General A.P. Hill, who had marched from Harper's Ferry, met with General Burnside and said enough blood had been shed on this day. They came to the consensus that the Battle of Antietam was essentially over.
This bridge later became known as Burnside Bridge, under General Burnside's achievements. At the end of the day, around 23,000 men were killed and wounded.
Had the Battle of Antietam not occurred, Confederate General Robert E. Lee would have marched around 50,000 men unopposed up to a small Pennsylvania town known as Gettysburg.
Dun, dun, dun.